to another Sunday School lesson.
Yep.
Today we have the second lesson in our unit about creation.
And it has Adam and Eve, which are the first people on earth.
Okay.
How do you know the story?
I'm not sure if he's read the story. He might not know the story the way that I know the story, the way that I'm going to tell it. We'll see. Okay? All right.
And we have plants.
Let's see. And hold on. We'll talk about that. Okay? We'll talk about all of that. Let's start by lighting our candle. If you have your candle, go get it. Okay.
Can I do it?
Why don't you let Luke light it this time? You got to light it last week. Hands off. Thank you. Good. Okay. When the world began, God brought in light. Okay? And we do that now to remember how much God loved the world.
That he gave his only son.
That too. That's another discussion. Okay? Something else we practiced last week is our song. Okay? Would you get out the green folder? There we go. Okay? We're going to practice our song, so find your song. It's probably in your folder.
Oh yeah, we're
Okay.
going to do it again.
Lord, listen to your children praying. Okay? If you have to pause for a minute, that's fine. Are you ready? Just take a couple deep breaths. Let's see what we remember of this song. Ready? Lord, listen to your children pray. Lord, send your spirit in this place. Lord, listen to your children pray. Send us love, send us power, send us grace. Good job. You remembered very well. Okay, for those of you...
at the paper.
Good. For those of you that needed a moment to remember it, let's try it again now that you remember. Okay? And this is a prayer to God that we open with. Okay?
Lord. Not yet.
It's okay. Ready? Lord, listen to your children pray. Lord, send your spirit in this place. Lord, listen to your children pray. Send us love, send us power, send us grace. Good. Did I tell you last week the story of the man that wrote this?
No.
No? If you notice, I think it says at the very bottom in small writing, Words and Music by Ken Miedema. And then it has a date, 1943.
I think you told us that.
Okay, I might have told you about it. I might not have told the rest of our Sunday school friends about it. Ken Miedema, from the dates, you can tell that he's still living. He's still alive. Okay? And an interesting thing about Ken Miedema is that he can't see.
Oh.
Okay? He is blind.
Oh.
He can hear very well. Okay? He can play the piano with his fingers very well. He can tell by the feel of the keys where he's at, and when he plays them, he can hear them and go, oh, that's not right, and he changes and he moves, and he can play the piano. And he wrote this song, among many others, without being able to see. He doesn't have to see to write this beautiful song, okay, and to praise Jesus, to sing to God, okay? Yeah, he has never been able to see. He was born, the nerves in his eyeball don't connect right, okay? And I actually met him. Oh. He travels and he goes to different churches and
he's been to a Grammy's church.
To a Grammy's church, yeah. He performs. He'll play his songs and we can sing with him. And sometimes he will make up songs on the spot. Okay, so he's really an amazing person, and I'm glad that we get to sing his song.
I had no idea he was blind.
Well, now you know. Okay. You should put this back in your green folder so you don't lose it. We'll do it again next time. There we go. Okay.
I'll just have it on my lap here.
Oh, you can put it in the bag. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I invite you to think just a little. Do you know where your food comes from?
Farmers? The grocery store? Farmers.
Those are both the right answer. Okay? Where does it come from first?
The grocery store.
First you get it from the grocery store. How does it get to the grocery store?
A big pickup truck or maybe a boat or airplane.
Okay, so do you think the boat or airplane arrives right at the grocery store?
No. No. Well, the boat or airplane will arrive at a port where then it'll get on a truck to go to the grocery store.
Okay.
And the boat or plane will go and pick it up at a place that a farmer has delivered his crops to.
Oh, that's a lot of steps. Okay. Also, trains often carry produce and stuff too. Yes. And sometimes, if you live close to farms, there might not be that many steps. Okay. Sometimes we have bought produce
From a farm stand.
From a farm stand where it was just picked a little while ago and brought in to the farmer's market or the farm stand, even at the grocery store. Okay. Sometimes, if I go into Nugget or Rayleigh's, I can find often squash, or like when we get a butternut squash or a spaghetti squash or something, and a lot of times those items, they have a sticker that says Vieira Farms. Do you know where Vieira Farms is?
No.
Have
I might
you-
recognize the sticker though.
Have you ever been to Dave's Pumpkin Patch?
Yeah.
Dave Vieira, the owner of Dave's
Oh.
Pumpkin Patch, is the owner of Vieira Farms. And so sometimes we get produce at our grocery store that comes directly from the farm down the road. Did you know that?
Oh. So they just have to put it on the grocery store truck.
Yeah, just put it on the truck and bring it up, okay? So sometimes it comes directly from the farm. If you go to a farmer's market, if you have ever been to Apple Hill, you might have
I've
gotten
been there a bunch of times.
apples that were just picked, okay? But then we also really appreciate grocery stores. We appreciate the ability to get food. Here in California, we can get just about any fruit or vegetable we want any time of the year if we're willing to pay for it, right? It'll come from, sometimes our fruits and veggies,
But sometimes it's a bit more expensive if its steps are longer.
if it came from far away, yeah. Sometimes in the winter, our tomatoes and stuff come from South America.
Oh yeah, because
Okay,
it's
and our
summer there.
avocados and things like that sometimes. It depends on where our grocers can get it.
Yeah,
Okay?
avocados
I put
come
out
from
some things.
Mexico there.
Yes, I put out some things to remind us. I have my little vase of herbs. These are basil herbs. Don't touch. Don't
That's
touch. Thank
basil?
you. It is. I cut it off our basil plants and brought it in.
Oh, it's those.
Yeah. Okay. We like herbs a lot. We like to, especially basil, to make stuff with it. There's a pumpkin still left over from our pumpkin patch trip. Okay, and
And
gourd.
there's this weird
Yeah.
gourd-looking gourd.
Yeah, just to remind us of vegetables that come from the
And
earth.
we have some
Orchids.
flowers.
Yes. Would you put
Or
the
they're
pumpkin down?
dead though.
That's okay. They're not totally dead yet. Okay, they will be fine.
I put that orchid still alive.
Colin,
Yeah.
let's look in our bag.
For what?
Okay.
What do we need?
Actually, never mind. We'll talk about the bag after. Okay, let's get on with our story. Okay. Have you ever grown vegetables or herbs or fruits
Yes.
or flowers?
We have a garden in the back.
What did you grow this summer?
Tomatoes.
Squash,
Mhm.
but that
Zucchini.
Yeah, zucchini.
watermelon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Only one though.
And
Okay.
and we have peas still out there.
yeah, yeah.
And there's did I say basil?
We talked about basil. Yeah, we like to grow herbs too. Good. Okay. Maybe
we also
some
have
of
the cucumbers,
Yes.
which were successful this year.
maybe
Parsley?
yes. Maybe some of our other Sunday school friends have had gardens before and like to grow stuff. Okay.
Have you had gardens?
All right. I'd like to remind you that our story, our Bible story this week, is connected to last week's story. Okay? You
we're
might
connected
remember,
again,
yeah, you might remember, go get your Growing in God's Love Story Bible if you haven't gotten it yet, okay? You might remember last year, you can hold that card, I guess. Have a seat. You might remember last week's story, how God made everything, that He made the whole world, okay? And that comes from Genesis chapter 1, verses 1 through chapter 2, verse 4a, okay? And today's story starts with 4b. It picks up right where the other story left off, okay? Please have a seat.
Well, what are the A's and B's for?
Because one verse got split in half. Okay, and we only talked about the first half last week, and we'll talk about the second half this week. Okay?
Yeah!
So what I want you to remember is that turn around, face the camera. It helps. If this isn't going to work for you, you don't have to be here.
Okay.
Can you?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. The Bible begins with two stories of creation that are written by two different writers who want to highlight something that was important to the story. Okay?
Oh.
The first story in Genesis that we talked about last week, the writer tells us what was created day by day for 6 days until the seventh day when God what?
Rested!
Yes, good. Okay, the story of creation that we will hear today is very different. I invite you to see if you can tell how it's different and what parts are the same. Okay? So, we're going to page 22 in our book.
Page
The title?
23.
The title is We Were All Farmers Once. Okay? Luke, are you interested in reading some of this?
Oh, sure.
Okay, I'll start and then you can do the second paragraph right here. Okay?
Okay.
This is we start with, hear now the word of the Lord. Okay? This is another story that God's people told about the beginning of the world. In this story, they wanted to tell us why they were all farmers. They wanted to tell us why being farmers kept them alive and why farmers keep everyone alive. Luke, would you like to read right here?
Long ago, God made the very first person who ever lived. God took the best, richest, darkest soil, thickest soil from the ground. God shaped the soil into someone who looked like you and me. Then God breathed God's own breath into this person. This person took the first breath ever.
Wow. Have you heard the story told like that? Pretty amazing.
It says he made him from dirt.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's what the Bible says. Then, in the same best, richest, darkest, thickest soil that God made the first person from, God planted a big farm. God planted the most beautiful fruit trees and the biggest golden fields of grain. God said to the first farmer, "Be good to the rich soil I made you from. Farm it carefully. Grow the best fields and orchards you can. All your food will come from them, and you'll need food to stay alive." What happened, Lee?
I think that's the only trick they're supposed to use.
Pretty soon, God thought, wait, one farmer can't do all this work alone. So, from the same best, richest, darkest, thickest soil, God made all the farm animals to help the farmer. God made big oxen to carry loads, sheep and goats to give wool and milk. God even made dogs and cats to keep the farmer company. God decided this was a good way to make all the wild animals too. So God did.
Pretty soon, God thought, wait, we need a family. Just one person with all these animals? That will never work. So God made another person. And then the world had two parents who could start a family and work on their farm together.
Long ago, all the families were farmers who grew all the food they ate on their own farms. Today, most families aren't farmers. But here's the thing. All the food your family eats, farmers somewhere have grown for you. Do you know who they are and where their farms are?
Huh.
I kind of knew that.
Yeah, I think a lot of us kind of knew that in the background. Okay. I would like to invite you to listen for the sounds your favorite crunchy foods make when you eat them. Okay?
I like
And
a lot of
to
food.
look at the different kinds of food in your grocery store and think about who might have grown them. Even the food that is in a can or in a freezer or in a package, even that food came from a farm sometime.
What about the pastry aisle?
The pastry aisle. Pastry aisle is made of things that have been baked with flour. Flour
Comes from wheat, which is
comes
grown.
from wheat, which is grown at a farm. Okay, and they add ingredients like butter, which comes from
Cows.
milk,
Which comes from
and
cows.
sugar. Sugar comes from the ground. Okay, sugar grows in a
Isn't
in a
it a
plant,
mineral?
a cane. What?
It's not a mineral. Carrots.
Carrots grow in the ground.
The
Yes.
root.
Sugar is grown in a stalk.
Apples
Okay.
are a tree.
Yes.
And
yes, for
cotton.
sure. Okay, and cotton, all of it. Okay.
Cotton's a plant.
I would encourage you all to find out where your food comes from. Maybe meet a farmer or visit a farmer's market. Please put your feet down.
We've been to a farm.
Word of wisdom, word of grace.
Thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God. Amen. Okay. Please keep your arms in your clothes. Thank you very much. Okay. What words did you hear repeated in the story? Did you notice any?
What?
In this story, is there any repeating?
The dirt. Yes. That's the special kind of dirt.
The rich, thick, black
The rich, thick, black dirt.
Yeah, good. Okay. How is this writer's story about creation different from the first story of creation?
It's all made from dirt.
Yeah. Does it still talk about making the whole earth?
No. It just says about making all the animals from dirt.
Well,
From
first he
plants
talks
and
about
people.
making
Adam.
person, making all the plants,
And animals. I think he made
making all the
Adam first.
animals. Okay.
And then
This story doesn't give Adam a
dirt.
name yet. Okay, that will come later. Okay. Why do you think? Have a seat. Please sit in your chairs. Thank you. Both of you, sit down in your chairs. Thank you. Why do you think God made people?
to take care of the animals?
Yeah. Take care of the animals. Probably.
Just the animals?
No.
Everything.
The earth.
I said everything.
The whole earth, the animals and the
Earth.
plants,
World.
the earth. Yeah. Okay.
And space.
Yeah, this story is a great story to remind us that God put us in charge of this earth and that we are called to take good care of it. Okay? It's a hard thing to think about, to remember, especially those of us that aren't deeply involved in farming in our daily lives, okay? But God called us all to be good caretakers of this earth. And it's a good reminder when we read the stories of creation to remember that God told us all to take good care of the world He made. He made it for us. He made us from the earth.
Oh.
And He asked us to take good care of it. Okay?
I thought it was stardust.
No, not stardust. Dirt. Okay?
Oh. Yeah.
All right. I want to tell you a little bit more. When you look in your green folder, can you hand the green folder again? Okay. You'll find some activities in there to help you think about this story. Okay. The words and not yet. Thank you. Okay. There are activities in your green folder. If you go to the page that says Lesson 2, we were all farmers once. Okay. It'll ask some questions that you could think about and some family activities like thank you and please help prayers. Sit still, please. And having enough food for everyone. Ooh, that's the one that talks about out of the box. This weekend, we're doing out of the box tomorrow, actually. You might not actually get to do that by the time you see this video. Okay, but if your family would like to get involved with Out of the Box, you can. You let us know because we got connections to Out of the Box for sure. Okay?
Yeah.
And then,
just get cheap candy.
yeah.
Yeah.
There are some books that are listed here that you could read the books or watch the videos. A particularly interesting story that I thought was so cool about a boy who needed electricity on his farm, and he
we heard
built
that.
a windmill to get electricity, to harness the wind to get electricity so that his farm could have electricity. Really cool story. It's called The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. It's a true story about a boy in
I
Africa.
remember that story, but
Yeah.
I don't think you shared it with everyone.
Right, I didn't. It's in here though if you want to look at it. And then you'll also notice that there is a recipe that says lesson 2. Okay, if you would like to make soup with your family, it's a little chilly, it's been raining today, okay, you might want to make a warm, yummy soup. This is a recipe for a soup that you can make together with your family, and you can think about where all these things come from in the earth and how we can help take care of them, okay? And that would be a fun activity you can do, okay? There's also some fun stuff in that bag. Would you hand me the whole bag, please?
Is it?
Okay.
We get to
Is it the flower pot this time?
Yes, when we get together in our Zoom meeting on Sunday, okay, we are going to be making a mess. Okay, so be ready. If you're on a computer or on a phone, you might want to do our meeting outside that day. Okay, if the weather's good, I think it should be good that day. Okay, to meet outside at a table or on your patio. If you can't go outside, then find a place at home where you can get messy. Maybe cover the kitchen table with newspaper
Because we might spill dirt
or a
everywhere.
plastic tablecloth or something, because we're going to plant some seeds. In your bag, you are going to need your flower pots. There are 2 flower pots. There are 2 packages of seeds, 1 for each pot, and then you will also find the bag of dirt is in there, okay? From home, you will need some kind of a little shovel or trowel. There's something to scoop out the dirt with. If you don't have a little shovel or a little trowel, you might be able to just use a plastic spoon or something from the kitchen, okay, or a big spoon from the kitchen. We're going to be doing that together at our Zoom meeting, okay? So that is very exciting, and I hope that you will join us for that as we do a messy project, okay?
At out of the box, a Boy Scout is coming, and we're in the Boy Scout.
Yeah.
Our Boy Scout troop came.
All right.
Yeah.
I want to wrap up this meeting with a blessing for you, okay? I want you all to take a deep breath and think about this. God's breath is in you.
God's is in you.
God's Spirit is in you.
God's Spirit is in you.
Amen.
Amen.
Okay. Spirit-filled, God breath-filled families. I hope that you will join us on Sunday.
And I hope
If you need information, reach out to me and I'll be sure to get it to you. Okay. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.